Hey everybody, welcome in. So today I just wanted to do a example on how to make a simple extractor base build. So what I did, I just picked a random galaxy and I just found this paradise planet. And what I did, I just landed somewhere on this planet in a random spot. And the first thing we're going to look for is power. So to do that, you're going to, on the computer, I'm not sure about the console, but on the computer, you click the F key and then you select the power icon. And for this place where I landed, I was pretty lucky. There was power and minerals in the same right around this area. So we're gonna go do the power first. So I'm gonna run over here and we're gonna find the power and we're gonna set that up. Or actually, we're just gonna find it first. Okay, so now that we found the power, sometimes you can move back and forth and find the where the more the highest strength is of the location. It's not really that necessary, but you can do that if you like to do that. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to run over and we're going to find the mineral. And then once we find the mineral, what we're going to do is we're going to create our base and we're going to set up the computer right in between both of these findings. And sadly, this planet has a lot of hills, so gonna be running up and down hills. And then I think there's also aggressive animals here, so they're gonna be trying to attack me when I build, which is kind of annoying as well. But like I said, this is just an example. You guys don't have to do this exactly, but just give you an idea of how to get started. Here's one of our animals. Okay, so now we found our mineral. So now, like I said, we're gonna have to go to the middle of these two locations to set up our base computer. Excuse me. And the reason why we're doing that is you can only run your power so far, so that's why it's good just to put your base computer right in the middle. It doesn't have to be exact, but as close as you can. All right, so we're going to set up our base computer. Okay, so now we'll go back over to the power and we'll set that up. We'll set that up first. This is just something I like to do. Just build you know, build your something to build on. So your platform. Like I said, you don't have to do this. You can build it right on the ground if you want. But I'm just showing you example on how I like to build. Okay, we're just going to build 4 generators just as an example. Oh, also, to get into the build menu, once you select the part that you want to build, just select B, and that way you can adjust the camera while you build. Okay, and then we're just going to run wire. And don't worry how you run the wire. It doesn't have to look neat because we're going to hide it anyways at the end. So just run it any old way you want, messy as you want. Just run the power to everything. Okay, so those are all lit up. So those are powered. And then what we're going to have to do is run the cable. Oh, and then if you want to delete something, just pick a part, and then you can hit the C key and then the X to delete. So now we're just going to run the power cable. And like I said, don't worry about how neat it is. Just run it all messy as you want. And we're just going to run due east here because that's where the mineral was. And you have to keep this cable like towards the ground. See how it says invalid. A little bit farther up here, up this hill. Like I said, you can find the strength by moving back and forth. Just find where the strongest density is. Like I said, it doesn't really matter because once you build it, you're going to be taking off and doing other stuff, and then you're going to come back and it'll be filled, and you can just grab your minerals. So it'll just fill up while you're gone. Okay, and you hit B to get back into the build menu. Or the camera, I should say, to adjust the camera. And I'm just going to build a few extractors and a few depots just to give you an example on how to do it. And obviously, the more extractors you have, the faster it'll produce. And then the more depots is the more you can store. So we'll get mineral extractors. So obviously, if you're getting gas, you'd want to use gas extractors. Just going to build a couple of these, and we'll build a few depots. Okay, so we're gonna connect the power. And like I said, just connect it any old way. It doesn't matter. We're gonna hide the wires anyway, so just make it as messy as you want. Okay, now we need to connect the piping to the depots, the supply pipes. Now these you can't hide, so if you want to make it super neat, you'll have to spend some time on that. So for this video, I'm just connecting everything so you guys can see how to do it. And looks like another creature. So now you see when you come over here, it's collecting the mineral. Okay, now I'm going to connect a short range teleporter, and I'm going to show you why I'm going to do that. Because what we're going to do is we're going to build a base right by our computer, and we're going to build a teleporter so that way when we fly into our base, we can just jump in the teleporter and it'll teleport us over here so we can just pick up the mineral, jump back in the teleporter, go back to our base, and just fly away. And you can also change the color of everything that I'm building. I didn't go over that. I'm just doing the basic build so you guys can see how to build. So I think right here you would select G to go into colors if you want to change the color of everything. So what I do is I build these glass walls. So I'm just gonna build like a big square and I cover everything, but I'm not gonna build all the walls now. I'm just showing you how I normally build. So this would be, you know, all encased and enclosed once I complete the build. And I'll show you what a complete build looks like, but I'm just showing you here how I build. Okay, so now I'm gonna run back over here to the computer. And you ever seen that Tom Cruise movie? I think it's, I can't remember the name of it. But anyway, it's a science fiction movie and it has like a base like in the sky. And that's basically what I'm gonna do, build like a little small sky base. So once again, we'll go here, we'll go back into B into our build menu. Just gonna build a couple of these ladders here or walkways going up, metal ramps. We'll build a couple of floors. And then I'm going to switch to the glass. And it's the glass cube here. The glass cuboid room. I'm just going to make a big square with a couple of these. And And you can only build out as far as where your person is, where your guy's standing, your character's standing. That's why those lines are there. Okay. So that'll become one big glass room. Okay. I'm going to move my guy a little closer, and then I'm going to build a halo door. So we can enter that room. And then, like I said, delete those out. You select the C, select the part, select C, and then X to delete. And then we'll have to build a landing pad that'll connect to this door. Okay, then I'm going to build 2 teleporters. And one of them is going to connect to the mineral. And then I usually always build another teleporter that connects to the ground. And then I'll get rid of these metal ramps. And like I said, you can get all fancy with it as you want. I'm just going to show you what I basically do. And then we're going to fly to a site that I already have set up, and I'll show you how fancy you can get with it. Oh, got to connect power. So you just need to connect power to this cuboid, the glass room, I guess you could call it, to our base up here. So just connect some power and then connect it up here to our room that we just created there. Okay, so that powered up the whole thing. So now we can just power from there onto our teleporter. And I'm going to build one more teleporter. And this one is going to go to the ground, and the other one's going to go to our production facility. Okay. Connect power to this one. And then we'll have to stick one on the ground. And you can make it as neat as you want. I'm kind of being kind of sloppy because I'm just trying to make a video just to show you how to do it. And then that teleporter will need power. I guess it doesn't matter. I'm running it from our base up there now to that one. And then we need to connect our teleport cable. So we'll connect this teleporter to this teleporter on the ground. And then the other teleporter will go over to the copper. It's kind of far away, so we're going to have to run it. So we'll have to hoof it over there. So we'll click on it. Actually, we'll use our teleporter to get over there. So we'll have to click on it. And then we'll have to hoof it over there. now it's connected. So now we can teleport right back to our base. So like we can just fly in, go grab the copper, fly back. Or teleport back, I mean. And the reason why I do this for these glass rooms, so now I can connect these lights right to the glass and I don't have to run power lines to everything. So I'm just going to show you an example here how to light up these lights. Like I said, you can get as fancy as you want with it, okay? And then I'll enclose all that stuff normally. And normally I'll just enclose all that as well once I'm done. And like I said, you can just grab your copper and then just fly back, go right back to your base. And then do whatever else you got to do. Oh, now if you select this thing here, this electrical cloaking unit, just stick it wherever you want and it'll hide all the cables. It'll run all those. So now once we put this up, all the cables will be hidden, the power lines. So now they're gone. So all that messy wires are gone. Okay, now I'm gonna fly to a base that I've already created. It's a gold base, and I got pretty fancy with it, but this is just how I create them all. And as you can see, I have a gazillion bases all over the place. So you can just you can create as many as you want all over the universe, you know, and then just come and grab your stuff that you need. So this is a gold base. I created everything gold, as you'll see. So here's the same thing that I just showed you guys. And then over there to the right, that's what I just created and showed you guys. I just enclosed everything. That's just a bunch of gold in there. So I can just fly here. And like I said, you can get as fancy as you want. I built this guy up here and I put some lights all around it to light him up. Then take the teleporter. Now I'm inside and I can just grab the gold. And I don't know why there's dirt in here. It's just a game malfunction. You can clean all that out if you want, but there's the gold, see? So I can pick up my 16,500 gold and then take off. But if you want to clean it up, you can go to your manipulator and just clean out all the dirt out. Like, it doesn't bother me that much. And then you can get as fancy with it. You can see I put some lights in there up on the ceiling. And there you go. So I hope this video helped some of you guys out and gave you some ideas to build your base. And I'll see you guys in the next video.